Okay, it's November 27th, 2023, and this is my end of November update. I've been somewhat busy. The weather's getting a lot colder, but still, work must go on. This is a Yamaha EF 3800. More on this in future videos, probably a few months down the road. Also, I have an EF 2000. More on this in a future video as well. Don't really want to spoil too much when it comes to either of these generators. I'm going to try and keep this video reasonably quick, not just because it's cold out. It's not much has changed, and I've pretty much showed everything in previous videos. But this is the canopy on our deck. As you can see, it's all enclosed with plywood at the moment. This is how we do this for the winter. We store all of our lawn furniture and yard art all in here to keep it away from the snow. And it's easier to put it in here than it is the house. Last winter I had generators in here. This winter I have pressure washers and push mowers in here and a couple rototillers. So everything in here runs within reason. Like you could get them running. They all have a little bit of gas in them, not very much. Everything, the carburetors have been cleaned, and everything within reason should start and run if I was to be motivated to do so. All the way from this little tiny pressure washer all the way up to that rototiller, the free rototiller in the back, all these pressure washers. All these pressure washers have been winterized as well. They all have the pumps removed. The pumps are in the basement of the house where it's warm. All the engines are out here because they stink. I was originally going to bring the entire pressure washers downstairs, which I did last year, but I figured taking the pumps off was less work. So obviously the rototillers, they can't go in anywhere. This lawnmower here and the one next to it, and actually that one over there, all came from auction up near Elmer, Ontario, where the police college is. This one and the one next to it are repowered lawnmowers. They're in good condition. The green one is 100% ready to go. The red one is as well, but I might do some more work on this red one. Swap the engine to a different frame, since the blade kind of sticks down a little bit lower than the deck. I don't really like that too much, so that might get taken care of at a later date. That one right there, like I said, it runs. Yeah, that one there runs right now, and this one right here will run right now, and that's the bagger for that one. I could have got a couple more push mowers, but I'm happy with the ones I got. The other ones were the one was an old style pulse pump like this pressure washer has, and the other one was a bagger model but didn't have a bagger. So in the spring, what I'll do is I'll put all the pumps on all these pressure washers. A couple of them do need hoses, like this little one right here. I think that one needs a hose, and maybe one more. I think I need to buy at least 3 hoses now for all of these to get them up and running, but I'm not into any of these for very much. I think I have 2 good hoses with all nozzles and stuff downstairs. They're in the basement, and I think I need 3 of them at this point, maybe 4, but don't quite know yet. So anyways, that's everything for in here. Let's move on. The Honda HT3810. I don't know what to do with this machine at the moment. It was cranking, it was running, but it doesn't really want to do much of anything at the moment. As you can see, it's up on the jack in the front. The drive shaft is out of it. The whole rear end has to come apart. I gotta get to the clutch and check the clutch out, see what's going on with the clutch. I did end up taking the deck off as well. A lot easier to get the drive shaft out with the deck off. Golf cart it is sitting, it's winterized, it's ready to go for the winter. It's going to stay right there all winter. I thought I had a good marine battery for it, but I don't. Unfortunately, the ones I bought are too big, so it's just going to sit. The Bolins, I believe in the last video this was still getting put together. It's all done now, runs, drives, lights all work. The light bar, the stock lights, the top light works. This is the spark plug that came out of it. If anyone can see, if the camera will focus, what's wrong with that. And it was actually still running on this spark plug. So you can see there's not much left of the electrode in there. So it would run, but then it would die. But if you were to get the engine warm enough, it would stay running. So I swapped that out. Hopefully I get some better performance out of this little 11 horse. And this machine will run a lot better. I don't believe I showed much of this in the previous video. I made lanced over it. This is my garden project. As you can see, there's some pumpkins in here. They're going to be used for fertilizer for next year. And potentially some of the seeds that are in these pumpkins will grow new pumpkins, which will be nice. Okay, over here, all these tractors, not much has changed. The Cub Cadet, I did get the engine put back together, the hood's all put back on, but it's no longer charging. So I gotta go through, figure out why it's not charging. It could just be the voltage regulator, hopefully. So that won't be done till the spring. All of these, except for the racing mower, have batteries in them. Even though the Scots doesn't have an engine, it's got a battery. So all of these are just going to stay pretty much like this. I will monitor the batteries through the winter, put them on charge, stuff like that. Or I might resort to just removing them. I haven't yet decided. Sorry about the wind. Okay, in here, the tent shed. As you can see, the Kuma Jaguar is all set, ready to go for the winter. It's got its plow. I should try and start it, make sure it's going to start in the colder weather. I haven't yet tried that. The Alice Chalmers is sitting for the winter. It's all ready to go for the winter. It's actually going to be in here, which will be nice for it. Hasn't been inside for a winter in a long time. Back there, that's one snowblower that's probably not going to come out for the year. It's a home light. There's another antique rototiller. It's fine where it is, and a pressure washer frame, no pump. That one will most likely get rebuilt at some point. And that door is a Humber Hawk. It would actually be a driver's side door, since the Humber Hawk is a right-hand drive. Some say right is wrong, some say right is right. What's your opinion? So anyways, that's it for in here. The other shed, we'll go up there next, and that's pretty much going to be it. There has been some changes in there. Not much, but I might as well show it. Before we get up to the last tent shed, figure to show all these mowers here. Roper, still nothing new. This one needs an ignition coil, which we'll get in the spring. And this one here does actually run and drive. It was driven to where it's sitting. It should still have a charged battery, but yes, this one right here will run and drive. It might go to storage. I haven't yet decided. Okay, lastly, this tent shed is 5 years old. Actually, a little over 5 years old. It has survived 5 winters, flying lessons. The front wall has been replaced with a new door. That's pretty much all that's worn out on this. So it's actually still holding up very well. There's actually some leaves and junk up in there. Yes, there's lots of Gorilla Tape on here, but there's no holes. The Gorilla Tape is just covering up seams that have kind of separated, but for the most part, this is still very much intact. As you can see, majority of the joints are Gorilla Tape. I believe they actually all are. I've been doing this since the first time I put one up, which was before this one. So yeah, it's definitely helps. I know Redneck Computer Geek did a video asking if people actually do that, and yes, I've been doing it for over 5 years. So the other tent shed, down the other side of the yard has the same. The one I put up at my Super Secret Storage location has it. The big one at the Super Secret Storage location does not have it, but we were in a time crunch when that one went up, so we didn't really get a chance to do it, but it's still holding up, and it's within the trees, so it's not really subject to the wind as much. So anyways, in here, all my mower decks are in here. All the ones are actually off machines, except for the Honda. I might bring the Honda one in here. I haven't yet decided. Those are all reasonably good decks. There's a few Murray decks, a few that do need work. 42 inches, there's a 46 inch there. I think there's 2 or 3 Murrays, and a couple AYPs. And my engine collection, that Subaru engine, I would like, that Big V twin Subaru, I'd like to put that in the Scots. I might get that done before the winter majorly hits, just so it's up off the ground and it's actually sitting in something. It needs a starter. I think that might be all it needs. I haven't fully looked into this engine, and it needs a lot of the front cowling replaced. Unfortunately, that was gone whenever I got it. But I went to the scrapyard 2 weeks ago, and what I got for scraps up, at least it was 2 weeks ago, paid for all the engines I got in that auction haul with all the engines, and then some. So all those engines paid for themselves, and then some from auctions. So that actually worked out pretty good in that aspect. So that's going to be it for this video. It's chilly out. I got a generator to go work on, and like I said, nothing's really changed much since the last end of the month update. So that's going to be it. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe, comment. I see some light sticking through in a few spots that I might have to get some Gorilla Tape on. Bye for now.